The other match that I really felt like was a standout match, not the Williams' Wimbledon final, but their round robin matchup at the Women's Urine Championships in Doha in November was, to me, the best match I've seen them play against each other. Even though Venus beat Serena 6-0 in the third, it was one of the tightest 6-0s I've ever seen. Like every game was tight.
Deuce.
Every
Always
game,
deuce. Yeah,
every
yeah.
game, Venus just happened to win the right points. But what a match! And in addition to it being the best match I've seen them play, it was the chilliest handshake I've ever seen them exchange. I think Serena refused to look at her, and I think she barely touched her sister's hand.
and then they hung out later on.
And then they hung out later and said,
Right,
"Come on,
right,
Serena,
right.
get over it. You'll kick my butt next week or whatever." So.
Exactly.
But that was a good match.
And that's what I wanted to talk about. The Williams sisters, like the fact that how they won the last 2 Grand Slams, Wimbledon and U.S. Open.
It's phenomenal.
It's funny. They came up, right? And at that time, you had Hingis, who was coming up, Davenport coming up, Capriati made that comeback.
Right. Right.
You had all those players, and they're still there.
And they're still there.
Henin came later, but they're still there.
They're still there.
Talk about
it's amazing.
Imagine how great could have they been if they weren't distracted with other things as well as the injuries.
Well, now people are starting to say, and when I say people, I mean the commentators are
they
starting
have no
to
choice.
say, they're starting to say that maybe they knew something that we didn't know, that maybe they are taking the right path to longevity, meaning all of these, especially the women players, they start so young on the professional tour, and it's such a grueling sport. Like, people don't really recognize what a grueling sport it is on your body. Running around on a hard tennis court for, matches that can take up to 3, 4, sometimes 5 hours, not for the women, but for the men, really tough on your body, your back, your legs, your knees, your ankles. It's tough. And it's not like football where you get to sit down for a while. It's not like basketball where you
have an off season.
And there's no off season. And so now they're starting to say, well, maybe they are doing it right, because whereas everyone else has had to retire because of something Monica Seles with the feet. Capriati, I think, went through a bunch of back surgeries.
And
I
even
believe,
Monica
last year.
before then, when she was blowing out everybody,
Well, that's a whole show. It's so sad, but a lot of players. I mean, Hingis had her issues, and Capriati with the back, and and now people are starting to say, well, maybe they know something we didn't know, in that they're not overplaying, and they're able to still be in the game at this high level, still winning majors. And Venus turned pro in '96, I think, or '97.
Right, '97.
'97 when she was 16.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
And they waited. They pushed that back because she probably could have gone pro at 14.
And she made that run in the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
That run into the semis.
In '97.
Yeah, was it the semis or finals?
The final.
The finals.
It was the final.
That's right.
And so now they're starting to go, well, maybe they know, maybe they're doing this right now, because they're still here and we need them.
Yeah.
The game needs them.
Over a decade.
And all these people have come and gone. Davenport, bless her heart, is still around. I think she's going to play the Australian. And
nice.
Shouts out to her for what she did at the end of '07. She had a baby, and 3 months later won a tournament. 3 months later.
That's
I think she was breastfeeding on the changeover. It was amazing. I'm just kidding.
Let me get the videotape.
Easy. It's a family show.
No.
But no, I have to shout out to Lindsay for that. She's a homegirl from Southern California
that's
too.
right,
But
that's right. And a class
she's still
act.
around, and a class act, and she's
Absolutely.
still around, and but everyone else has fallen by the wayside because it is such a tough sport. And I mean, Henin, come on, Henin retiring.
That's what I was about to ask you. What Justine Henin? I mean,
it blew me away.
I respect her when she said that I just don't have the 100% passion for it.
Right.
I respect that because
Right.
she doesn't half step.
Right.
But talk about her legacy and what it could have been if she stayed for at least 3 more years.
To me, that was her doing the Bjorn Borg, which means that I don't think I can be number one. That's what, to me, and I because I think that it is, she did a lot for to be, I think, 5'6", and to be able to maintain against these bigger, stronger players. Amazing job. But at the same, I mean, to me, it was the Borg syndrome. It was, it does have to do with how much you want to put in and how much you want to work. But it also has to do with the fact that, she came off of a couple of bad losses. She lost to Safina on clay.
Right.
and I think
God, she lost another major.
There was
match.
another match that she lost, and I think
to one of the Williams sisters.
I
or?
can't remember. I think Sharapova, blew her out
That's
at
right,
the
yes,
Australian.
absolutely, yes,
And
that's
I think
what.
it was more like I don't think she could have put in any more work to make her be able to maintain that level.
Number one ranking.
And not to take anything from her, I think she is amazing again to do what she did with her smaller size versus these 6 feet tall women. I kind of think she wouldn't have had all of the tournaments, all of the majors won, if it weren't for some of the other circumstances, like the Williamses taking their time off and doing the other things that they were doing, and
Sharapova's inconsistency.
A little bit inconsistent, but guess what? You get credit for sticking it out and doing it, even though you got maybe you have to. Everyone gets lucky. Everyone gets lucky, but and so I'm not taking anything from her, but I think that she knew that there's a few players out here, and it's going to be tough. And I don't think she wanted to be number 2. I think she wanted to be, and she went out at number 1. And hey, more power to you. You made a lot of money. You won a lot of tournaments. What shocked me the most was that she didn't stick around to try to win Wimbledon.
Yeah,
that shocked me the most.
That's the only tournament. Yeah,
that was the only major she didn't win, and I thought for sure she was completely determined. To win that, but maybe,
and kind of work so hard for that one tournament.
Yeah. I thought she would have done it because again, the fact that you do need luck. And the greatest ones of all time need a little luck. I think that she should have known that she still could have had a shot to win that tournament, even with Venus and Serena around. Because Venus, when she won it 2 years ago, was almost out of the tournament in 2 matches in the first few rounds. Last year she had a much easier time in 08. But in 07, there was I can't think of the young lady from Japan that almost beat her.
Oh yeah.
Moriaka, I can't think of her name, but there was a couple of players that almost took her out, and so that's the luck factor,
right.
And so with that said, I'm surprised that she didn't stick around just to win that. But hey, congratulations, Justine, great job. Kleisters, please come back.
Kim Kleisters, I know she had a family herself. Baby.
Yeah, we missed the split, so hey.
That's right.
But we have Jankovic to kind of substitute with the splits.